Leviathan cross. The Leviathan cross, often known also as the Satanic cross, is a symbol rooted in occult traditions and Satanism. Visually, it consists of a cross with two horizontal bars at the top, leading to the idea of duality between the material and spiritual worlds. The symbol is often associated with Leviathan, a giant sea creature that appears in the Bible, particularly in the book of Job, chapter 41, verse 1, depicting the forces of chaos and rebellion against divine authority. The symbol was first introduced in the context of Satanism by figures such as Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan in 1966, who used the symbol to represent a rejection of traditional morality and Christian beliefs. In Satanism, the Leviathan cross symbolizes liberation from the constraints of traditional religion and morality, as well as recognition of the power of the individual in the face of a world filled with conflicts between good and evil. It also contains philosophical meanings of duality and imbalance, referring to the eternal conflict between material and spiritual forces. The Leviathan cross became a key symbol in the context of a broader philosophy of personal freedom and the rejection of authority. The Sigil of Belial. The Sigil of Belial is a symbol used in the occult, particularly in the demonology tradition, to invoke Belial, one of the foremost recognizable princes of hell in medieval literature. Belial is considered a symbol of limitless power, freedom, and rebellion. In many occult texts, Belial is depicted as a ruling entity of chaos and freedom from established rules. The sigil itself is a graphic representation used to focus magical energy and invoke the power or influence of Belial in ritual practices. The origins of the Sigil of Belial can be traced back to grimoires, books of witchcraft, such as the Lesser Key of Solomon or Lemegeton, written in the 17th century. In these texts, Belial is often associated with the power to grant wealth, political influence, and personal freedom to those who successfully summon her. Belial is often depicted as an entity that supports rebellion against authoritarian power, challenging existing social systems. In the modern tradition of Satanism, especially that pioneered by Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan, the Sigil of Belial is used to celebrate the principles of individual freedom and personal power. Belial is often regarded as a symbol of the rejection of conventional order and the assertion of power within the individual. The symbol also appears in various satanic and occult rituals that emphasize personal empowerment through means deemed incompatible with social or religious norms. The use of this sigil for the invocation of Belial suggests that it is seen as an entity that provides power to those who wish to change their destiny or lives in a more esoteric and challenging way. The skull and crossbones. The skull and crossbones is a symbol traditionally known as a sign of danger, death, or something deadly. In popular culture, this symbol is often associated with pirates, often seen on the Jolly Roger flag flown by pirate ships. However, beyond the association with pirates, the symbol also has deeper connotations in the context of the occult and secret societies. Historically, the skull and crossbones was used by various secret and occult organizations, including groups such as the Freemasons and Skull and Bones, a secret society based at Yale University, USA. In the occult tradition, this symbol serves as a reminder of human mortality, showing that life is temporary and that death is part of the natural cycle. It also represents a connection to the underworld or spiritual world, where spirits or dark forces are believed to reside. The use of this symbol in occultism leads to themes of power and control over life and death. In some ritual practices, especially those related to black magic or occult healing, the skull and crossbones is considered a tool to access greater powers, including the power to control fate and overcome the physical limitations of this world. For some groups, it also symbolizes mastery over the secrets of life and death, and the ability to live life without fear of death. This suggests an acceptance of greater power, both in earthly forms, such as wealth or influence, and in spiritual contexts, such as wisdom or illumination. The triple moon. The triple moon is the symbol often associated with Wicca and modern pagan practices. It depicts the three faces of the moon, new moon, full moon, and old moon, each representing aspects of the goddess or feminine power. In the Wicca tradition, this symbol depicts a woman's life journey from youth, new moon or maiden, to adulthood or motherhood, full moon or mother, to the aging or wisdom phase, old moon or crone. In this context, the triple moon represents the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Although this symbol is most commonly associated with Wicca, it is also found in various traditions of ancient paganism that honored lunar goddesses and the feminine aspects of the universe. For example, in Greek mythology, the moon symbol is often associated with Artemis, goddess of hunting and chastity, as well as with Hecate, goddess of witches and the dark moon. However, in darker and occult contexts, the triple moon can have deeper meanings associated with more mysterious and esoteric feminine forces. In some occult practices, the triple moon represents the power of transformation that includes not only birth and death, but also hidden wisdom, mastery over spiritual energy, and understanding of the underworld. The symbol is also often used by those who follow black magic or darker mystical traditions to signify mastery over natural energies and the ability to access the hidden secrets of the universe, including those relating to life and death. The triple moon can also be a symbol of feminine aspects involving personal transformation, especially in terms of magic and hidden powers. The Tetragrammaton. The Tetragrammaton is the 4 letters in Hebrew that represent the name of God in the Jewish tradition. Literally, the Tetragrammaton comes from the Greek words tetra, meaning 4, and gramma, meaning letters. In the context of Judaism, Yahweh is God's most sacred name, which should not be spoken in vain. As such, it is often replaced by the words Adonai, Lord, or Hashem, name, in prayer and everyday speech. In biblical texts, especially in the Old Testament, the Tetragrammaton is used to describe God's infinite and absolute presence. However, in occult and other spiritual practices, the Tetragrammaton is not only seen as a symbol of divinity, but also as a tool to acquire spiritual and magical powers. In various occult traditions, especially those related to Kabbalah and alchemy, the Tetragrammaton is used as a key to unlock deeper dimensions of consciousness or to access cosmic energies. The use of the Tetragrammaton in Kabbalah magic is particularly important as it is believed to connect practitioners with higher divine powers, as well as provide them with protection and spiritual enlightenment. The Tetragrammaton has also become a frequently used element in various occult rituals, including in spirit summoning or in the quest to acquire hidden knowledge. The use of this symbol is often associated with the concept of divine name magic, where the name of God is considered to have magical powers that can control or manipulate the energy of the universe. Some practices even use the Tetragrammaton in an inverted or modified form for darker purposes, such as in black magic traditions or in the worship of forces that defy the divine will. In the tradition of Satanism or some other occult branches, the Tetragrammaton is sometimes perverted or used in more profane contexts to challenge God's authority. This involves using the symbol of God in rituals that aim to overturn divine power or to seek power in a way that is perceived as rebellion against religious norms. The scorpion. In occult traditions and symbolism, the scorpion often symbolizes transformation, destruction, and hidden power. Scorpions are known for their ability to sting with a deadly sting, which makes them a symbol of death and destruction. However, in many cultures, the scorpion also symbolizes renewal and profound change, as it can also represent the power to destroy the old to make room for the new. Symbolically, the scorpion is often associated with the element of fire, which reflects the ability to destroy as well as reshape. In astrology, the scorpion is the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which is known for its characteristics of emotional intensity and inner depth. Scorpio is also associated with the ability to explore and master the darker aspects of life, involving personal transformation and an understanding of death and the afterlife. In occult and mystical traditions, the scorpion is used to describe a destructive force that can destroy or rebuild. In many esoteric teachings, scorpions symbolize the dark side of natural forces that can be used to gain power or overcome personal obstacles through inner transformation. Scorpions are also often associated with karma and the law of cause and effect, where destructive actions can bring about similar consequences in one's life. The scorpion symbol also serves as a reminder of the harm that comes from hatred, vengeance, or retaliation, but also reminds of the potential for healing and cleansing through such actions. In some traditions, the scorpion is seen as a symbol of inner strength that must be wisely controlled due to its great potential for destruction if misused. In the darker occult, the scorpion is used to symbolize the forces of vengeance and other dark forces that govern the underworld and the spirit world. This symbol is often used in rituals to manipulate hidden energies and to access deeper knowledge of the universe and the human self. The unicursal hexagram. The unicursal hexagram is a symbol often associated with the occult tradition, particularly in the teachings of Thelema, developed by Aleister Crowley. It is a hexagon shape that can be drawn in a single line without lifting the pen, which distinguishes it from the traditional hexagram that requires two separate lines to be drawn, a hexagon with two inverted triangles. The symbol consists of two overlapping triangles, one pointing upwards, fire or masculine symbol, and the other pointing downwards, water or feminine symbol, which creates an image of balance between the two forces. In the Thelema tradition, the unicursal hexagram is often considered a symbol of unity and harmony between dualities. In an occult context, this symbol is used as a tool in magical rituals and as a representation of Crowley's mystical designation for spiritual forces and hidden knowledge. The unicursal hexagram is also sometimes associated with the planet Saturn, which in many traditions is thought to govern time, restriction, and testing. The use of this symbol is more common in occult and ceremonial magic practices and is often found in texts such as the Book of the Law by Crowley. As a magical symbol, the unicursal hexagram holds an important place in the teachings of Thelema, which emphasizes the attainment of self-knowledge and spiritual transformation. The blazing star. The blazing star is a symbol that has significant meaning in various occult traditions, especially in Freemasonry, where it is known as a symbol of perfection, enlightenment, and spiritual guidance. In this context, the blazing star often refers to the star Sirius, which is considered to be the brightest star in the sky and has a close association with esoteric mysteries and spirituality. In Freemasonry, this symbol is often associated with the achievement of illumination or spiritual enlightenment, indicating a Mason's journey in search of truth and higher knowledge. The star is seen as a guide or direction that helps Masons to achieve their moral and spiritual goals. Outside of Freemasonry, the blazing star also appears in the Alchemia and Kabbalah traditions, where it symbolizes the transformation and union between the material and spiritual worlds. In many ancient traditions, Sirius is seen as a guide that brings peace and wisdom and is associated with the sun gods or the forces of creation. It is also often depicted in 5 angles symbolizing the 5 basic elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether, associated with cosmic perfection. Its use in various traditions indicates the importance of this star in esoteric contexts as a symbol of higher knowledge and divine wisdom. The Star of Ishtar. The Star of Ishtar is a symbol originating from ancient Mesopotamia, specifically from Sumerian and Akkadian cultures, depicting the goddess Ishtar, also known as Inanna in Sumerian. Ishtar is the goddess of love, war, and fertility, considered one of the main goddesses in Mesopotamian mythology. The Star of Ishtar is often depicted as an octagon or 8-pointed star, which refers to a symbol of feminine and cosmic power. It is also used to symbolize the relationship between heaven and earth and the fusion of the dark and light aspects of life and the universe. In some cultures, the star is associated with the planet Venus, which is seen as a symbol of Ishtar due to its role in the heavens as the morning and evening star. In modern occult traditions, the Star of Ishtar is interpreted as a symbol of hidden knowledge and mystical power, as well as liberation from earthly restrictions. Although better known in Mesopotamian contexts, the symbol also appears frequently in modern magical rituals and spirituality, connecting its followers to creative energy and transformation. The Sigil of Archangel Uriel. The Sigil of Archangel Uriel is a symbol used in mystical and occult traditions, representing the angel Uriel, one of the 7 archangels in Christianity, Judaism, and Kabbalah traditions. Uriel's name means light of God or fire of God, and he is often considered an angel associated with wisdom, enlightenment, and healing. Uriel has an important role in various religious texts, including the Book of Enoch and the Apocrypha. In the Kabbalah system, Uriel is associated with the Sephira Chokmah, wisdom, which is the source of divine wisdom that guides humanity towards deeper spiritual understanding. Uriel is associated with fire and light, which reflect divine illumination and cleansing of the soul. This sigil, which consists of various geometric and symbolic shapes, is used in occult and magical rituals to invoke the power of Uriel or to invoke help in terms of knowledge, spiritual transformation, and enlightenment. This sigil can be found in various grimoires and magical rituals, often practiced by those who follow the tradition of ceremonial magic. Its use is also found in meditation practices, where the sigil of Uriel serves as a tool to guide thought and achieve inner peace.